All right, guys and gals, DJ Football here, ready to tell you a little bit about trades and waivers. All right, so the goal here is to update your roster to the best and most effective roster possible every single week to give you the best options and the best possibilities of getting the most points, not only the week you're in, but for future weeks as well. So with trades, you want to make sure that trades are super important. I've never gone a season in one of my major leagues playing with people who are actually playing that I didn't do trades that were super beneficial for me. When trading, my rule of thumb, never offer a trade to someone unless you would reasonably take the trade yourself if you were in their shoes. The worst thing is when you get this trade from some Joe Schmo and it's obviously ridiculous. Your first round pick they want for their 6th round pick, and they're trying to sell you on it. Now, what that does, if you're the one offering the trade, you lose credibility and respect from the entire league. Not just that one person, but the entire league. They'll start talking, telling your buddies, like, dude, don't trade with this guy. He's just trying to rip you off. You lose respect and credibility to trade with, which can really damage your chances of getting a good trade later on. So always look at that trade and say, if I were in their shoes, would I take this trade? Is this a reasonable trade for me? And then only offer it if that's the case. Hopefully that's a helpful tip. Man, that saved my butt a lot in the past. So another piece about trading, something you can do that's super effective, take a look at their roster and see what they need. You can talk to them in person, or you can identify that for them and say, hey, look, they're kind of short on wide receivers and they have an excess of running backs, of good ones. I have an excess of wide receivers and a shortage of running backs. So if we trade here, we're both going to benefit. And that can really help, is if you're not just trading for players you want, but trading based on the roster. Very beneficial, definitely worth looking at. You can always trade 2 for 1 or 2 for 3. It doesn't have to be a 1 for 1 deal. And so always keep that in mind as well. Maybe someone's willing to part with their number 1 wide receiver if you're giving them a number 1 running back and a number 2 tight end or something. So just keep that in mind. Awesome. That's my tips for trades. Next, we'll jump into waivers real quick. So with waivers, there's different kinds. So make sure you understand the rules of your waivers before you start picking people up. Most leagues that are standard are just open waivers. You can pick up and move as many as you want throughout the season. Some, though, if you're playing in a paid league, you pay for each single waiver you're picking up. So sometimes it's $1. Every time you pick up a waiver, you have to pay $1. There's also a lot of leagues that do limited waivers where you can only take like 3 or 4 waivers per season. So make sure you understand that before you start making these adjustments. Again, usually it's free and open, so you can just pick up and move waivers as much as you want. So make sure you understand waivers are people that aren't on anyone's roster. These are players that are just out in the open and you can pick them up. What's super important is the day of the week. So game days are, the beginning of the week starts Thursday, then you have Sunday, and then you have Monday. So Monday is the end of the week. After the Monday night game, the week's going to total, and you're going to have a winner and a loser in your weekly category. So on Tuesday is the open day or the gap. Wednesday is the day that waivers happen. So you want to make sure that on Tuesday you're putting in your waivers so that you have a chance on Wednesday morning to pick up the players you want. If you don't put them in Tuesday, if no one touches those players Wednesday morning, they're still available until the game's on Thursday, and you can pick them up then. But I'd recommend doing your waivers on Monday night after the game or Tuesday to make sure that you have a chance to get them come Wednesday morning. The biggest point of waivers is if there's a guy that just emerges as an all-star, you want to pick him up. Also, if one of your main guys gets injured, usually what that means is that the secondary guy is going to get a lot of carries or a lot of catches or a lot of throws. And so you want to make sure that you're looking at picking up your secondary option if one of your all-stars goes down. And so make sure that you've got an eye on that and that you're putting in those waivers in the right time. And so also check your league. I'm not sure, different sources could have different waiver times. The ones I've played on, Wednesday morning is the waiver. And so make sure you understand that and that you're utilizing that to your benefit. All right, thanks so much. Hopefully those tips help you out. And you have a great day and you go win your league. Awesome. DJ out.